Hello, everyone. My name is Diana Lopez, and I just wanted to say thank you for listening to my internship experience in Harvest House, which is located in Pullman, Washington. And in advance, if I do sound a bit weird, it's because I've been sick for these past days and I'm still recovering, so I apologize for that, but let's get started. When I first started my internship, I wasn't really sure what to expect since from previous interns who've worked there, I've heard a lot about outings that are done within the time at Harvest House while it's operating. To which, when I went to my first outing, I felt really overwhelmed and nervous since it was my first week, in which the clients that were also attending Harvest House were individuals that I wanted to get to know over my time at the semester passes, since I wanted them to feel comfortable with me to ask me for assistance if needed in the future. As the first week passed, we would mostly go onto outings, to which I recall one of them being Safeway, in which I just remember supervising a client to see if they bought the needed necessities to take back to their household after Harvest House closes. But once we finished, we went to the Starbucks that's attached to the Safeway building. And we did that to wait for the other interns since we actually ended up finishing early. And what's it called? I just remember during that time, me and some of the interns were going to get ourselves coffee for the morning to start our day. But then afterwards, like my mentor said, under the program, we're given some accessibility to some funds under the Palouse River Council as workers. So we got to get coffee under the Palouse River Counseling, which is the main building that is in charge of Harvest House. Throughout getting adjusted in the first weeks in my internship, one thing that was conducted throughout the operating hours in Harvest House were the meetings that were held in the morning once Harvest House opened, and another in the afternoon, which would be around 1:30, depending on how the day is progressing, in which these meetings that included all individuals such as interns, workers, and clients. This was to allow everyone to be informed if any new rules are to be followed, and then also to be reading the agenda that is established for the day so everyone knows if there will be any outing programs or indoor programs to allow the days to run more smoothly and professionally. Mostly when reading the agendas, it is usually the interns that take the role and read the agenda, in which when I first did it, I found it like really difficult not through reading it, but mostly through changing my voice levels when speaking to everyone, since we're within the setting, we're mandated to be wearing masks for health risk purposes, and another reason was also because overall I grew up in a surrounding where raising my voice felt and sounded really disrespectful, in which it became difficult for me throughout the beginning of the semester when reading the agenda. The meeting that were held during the operating hours of Harvest House were a great example in showing more growth within my way of changing my voice levels, since although when it came to communicating with individuals one-on-one, it was more easier than adjusting my voice to communicate with bigger crowds. But over this approach, it has allowed me to be challenged and allow growth through my voice levels within different settings, since I feel like perhaps like in my future or career or like in different work settings I'm going to be working in, I think perhaps gaining the skill on like adjusting my voice level depending on the crowds is really important. Although those meetings were for clients throughout the active hours, there was also individual meetings after Harvest House, in which it was the meetings that were held more directly for interns and our mentor to debrief about the day and how we think it went and bring up any concerns or growths that we are seeing with the clients, in which I found really amazing, since it was a space created to allow us interns to talk more directly with our mentor and have other interns put their input, in which allowed collaboration with our thoughts and suggestions. These suggestions allowed for us to be more mindful in how we as interns approach future approaches with clients and just overall as workers, in which I'm really grateful for working in a space that is circled around mental health. Like mentioned earlier, one of the major activities that occur during operating hours would be outings, but another thing would be programs in which were usually run by interns, in which the programs allowed for interns to become more creative, in which during my first program I had the clients and interns do a painting project that circled around the theme spring, since during the change of seasons showed a new blossom of growth, in this new year, to which throughout the time of my program has allowed me to assist clients more directly, in which I feel as a worker and as an individual I started to gain more learning in working with these clients, since they were mostly reaching out to me for assistance. Another program that I did was actually an outing program, in which I never thought I was going to ever do an outing program, since I thought it was going to be more inaccessible during the times I was going in. But I was able to do one, so that was really fun. So I got to actually do mine at the Beasley Coliseum during the time they were hosting this art fair event, in which this programming was directed to allowing the clients to be able to experience same activities and events that are hosted within the Pullman space, so that they can have the same experiences that Pullman residents are having. I got to learn about the different mental illnesses through either from a client who felt comfortable telling me, or got informed by my mentor, in which having these resources has allowed me to better understanding through the guidance and the different forms of information that was given to me. Another thing I got to learn about throughout my internship is public policies that are used frequently with the clients, such as SNAP, which is Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and much more other programs, in which helped me to gain better understanding in the requirements and benefits these policies are providing for clients. And then it just works for overall understanding for other work settings, since I feel like being acknowledged with these policies will put more knowledge into me as a future worker, perhaps within the settings. And then these policies has allowed me to also learn in how they benefit not only the clients, but how they benefit other people outside of the Harvest House. Coming to Washington State University has allowed me to grow and see a lot of growth in my love towards mental health, and this internship has helped me grow more towards it, since overall I feel like just being more exposed to it and being allowed to work around it has allowed me to understand it more, rather than just fully reading books or so. But although reading the books was really interesting and all that, and taking the human development courses, doing the internship itself and getting the experience in person was such a great experience. And I will most likely be continuing on my approach on this area of career. Thank you again for taking the time to listening to this, and may you all have a wonderful day.